I mentioned to you the goal is to cure Alzheimer's disease, and we will, and it will be a personalized type of medicine. But to be able to do that, we need to know, we need to embrace all of us. We need to find cures for all of us. We know that Alzheimer's research, as research in general, have, for the most part, been focused on certain communities. In the molecular types of research that I do, this is mostly focused on Caucasian or non-Hispanic white communities. And we have learned a lot, but we also know that that's not enough. We know that Alzheimer's disease is very prevalent in, for example, African Americans and Latino Americans. And yet the studies focused on these communities are nowhere near what we have for non-Hispanic whites. And yet we want to find cures and biomarkers for all of us. That means we need to engage all communities. What does that mean? It means our research and our cohorts need to reflect what we see in our communities. It needs to have participation from all of us. It also means that we need to focus on not only the molecular aspects of the disease, which is crucial, but also the environment, because we're learning more and more that what leads to complex diseases like Alzheimer's disease is likely an interplay of all of the various complex molecular factors, as well as the environment into which we are born, in which we are raised, our jobs, our stress levels, any discrimination we may have been subjected to, our all of it matters. And so we need to ensure that there is funding and research studies available that address all of Alzheimer's disease, meaning all communities, meaning the molecular aspects, meaning the environment, and importantly, education. So what do I mean by education? I mean education for the next generation of scientists and physician scientists, because it's critically important, and caregivers and other workers in the field, because it's critically important that the research clinical communities look like the communities in which we live. Our research participants should look like the communities in which we live. And that will take ensuring that we have the next generation of the scientists and physicians and healthcare workers. It will also mean a very close partnership with the communities in which we work, we live, we do our research. And I'm delighted to see that focus. I know that that's a big focus for Alzheimer's Association. It's a big focus for the National Institutes of Health. And it's certainly a big focus where I work at Mayo Clinic, where we're very, very fortunate to have centers focused on community engagement, enhancing diversity in research. And our Alzheimer's Disease Research Center also has an important focus on community engagement. I think we're all very curious and motivated to see how our journey goes and how it will end. And I am confident that it will end by bringing an end to Alzheimer's disease and related disorders.